The George Fox University mission remains a guiding light to our community. The past years have tested our commitment to this mission, and the coming years will continue to test our commitment. It's this mission to equip students for Christian life that connects our community to an even greater community across the globe that shares the same purpose. In April of 2024, George Fox Digital commissioned a small team to explore one expression of the university's mission that is taking place 100% virtually. Papua Hope Language Institute is an English learning school located in Papua, Indonesia, that uses scholarship funds from the Indonesian government to prepare bright young Papuans to study in the U.S. or other fully developed countries. Since 2022, GFD has provided PHLI with high-quality online courses, which are facilitated in person by PHLI instructors. The school is deeply committed to developing students spiritually and academically for the purpose of returning to serve in their local community, the most remote and least developed region of Indonesia. This part of the country boasts incredible beauty and natural resources, but suffers a severe lack in education and infrastructure, creating a desperate need for support in these areas.
We have this land, this everything here, but the problem is the people. We need to educate them better, because I think the education that we probably have in here in Indonesia, it's still limited. So we want to go further.
In Papua, the education is not really good. I think through education, we can change Papua.
It's sobering to look at the statistics in this part of Indonesia. Tragically, the worst healthcare, education statistics, infrastructure, you name it. Whether it's the number of people who have HIV/AIDS, which is much higher than the number of people who have access to college education, whether it's the absence of roads and transport and very limited electricity. These statistics, I think, speak to the need for fundamentally education.
The gospel of Jesus Christ is the most important thing that we can bring. Added to that would be education and healthcare. Papuans are very, very bright young people, but there's a lack of education specifically in the areas of problem-solving abilities, associative thinking, that type of thing.
First thing, we have to be very careful not to overgeneralize. Like, in the end, we always meet individuals, but in more general terms, we can see that they're missing ideas of critical thinking, because education is done here often very frontal. The teacher provides the information, the students memorizes the information and puts it on paper. Many tests are multiple choice. They sometimes do not bring certain skill sets that we feel like, that are required or which we take for granted. And it's not their fault, because they've never been taught.
In response to this critical need for improved education, Papua Hope Language Institute utilizes a scholarship program from the Indonesian government to train Papuan students in English and rigorous academics. PHLI's central goal, however, is to equip students in Christian character for servant leadership in Papua. This top priority of PHLI persistently reminded our team of George Fox University's mission to prepare students spiritually, academically, and professionally. Our team got to observe firsthand as students were discipled and led through spiritual formation by mentors who undeniably care for and know their students.
To have a leader that actually wants to serve, it's so rare to see. What we're doing here is that we're planning this mindset that as a leader, it's the other way around. It's not people serving you, but you serve the people. We are showing them example how to lead like Christ.
The big vision is educate servant leaders. And for me, it goes back to this one Bible verse where the disciples ask Jesus, who is the greatest in the kingdom of God? And he says, if you want to be great, then you have to be the servant of all. And it's like, this is where it starts, and this is what Jesus lived. We have seen for many decades what's lacking here in Papua is agency, like having leaders, but then leaders who do not necessarily do what they are supposed to do. To build this generation of young leaders with a great character, with a heart that wants to follow Christ, really has the potential to make a huge change.
That's our hope, is that we can train up godly men and women to take their positions in this system, to let God use them for His glory, but also to manage the resources of this province. The government wants us to teach English and academics, but from PHLI, our priority is the character of Jesus Christ. We want to instill that in all of our students. That is our top of the top priority.
The kingdom always works heart by heart, step by step, life by life that is changed.
When their life is changing, it's not just them. It's the generation, it's their people, it's the people that they will encounter will be changed as well. And I think that is the most rewarding thing that I can do here. The mission, to educate servant leaders, I think that's what we lack in Papua. We have great leaders, but to have the heart to serve the people, and that is because their love for God, for Jesus. And I think that PHLI, has that. Being here in this ministry, get to, meet a bunch of students, and these are my people, and be able to help them, with the perspective of who Jesus is, His behaviors, His attitudes. That's just amazing. And these are the people who are going to return home, and they will build Papua, and they have to have the same mindset, the same behaviors or attitudes to really serve Papua with fear of the Lord.
Soon after PHLI was founded, it had to find a way to adapt to new standards of online education set into motion by the government during COVID. This challenging season led to an opportune connection between Papua Hope Language Institute and George Fox Digital.
Starting really with the pandemic, which was at the end of our first year, we had to go online. And I'm actually so grateful for that opportunity that was provided. As I think so many people around the globe see now, what that moved us into, really embracing digital opportunity. And I think as we made that push with limited tools, limited access to resources, what was amazing is to see the sponsors of the students, the different government partners we have, even with our limitations, look at that and say, this is a good thing. This is really helpful for our students and for our future. We want to see all of our students, before they ever leave Papua, essentially finish their freshman year online. And so this became the standard that we were to meet, essentially from our beginning, because of the timing of the pandemic and how this all happened.
At the beginning of COVID, I was very skeptic about online education. I feel like, there's so many things lacking in online education, like in having this interaction. But then looking at programs like GFD that really thought through all these factors and knowing all of the limitations that online education has, I can see a lot of advantages. I can see, with that we can provide US college education here in Papua, which is huge, which would not be possible without having online courses. I feel really that GFD is bringing online learning to a new level. And I think often it was thought like, how can we generate online education in the same way like we do in-class education? But I think what I see with GFD now, it has thought about now, where can we take the big advantages of online education and make courses in this way?
What has been just a hand-in-glove fit is the George Fox Digital programming of having already this vision for the first year online, for this amazing gen ed program that was exactly what we were looking for, to have Christian education that is thoughtfully woven together throughout these dozen courses, and to have them produced and available in a way that our students can enter in, that we can have our faculty participate in facilitation in a meaningful way. Truly, before we started talking to George Fox, we were just scratching our head thinking, how is this going to happen? And then this partnership came together and just really exceeded everything we were looking for in terms of that digital opportunity.
In the summer, I helped facilitate a class called Science and Faith. It was amazing because If it was me preparing all those materials, it wouldn't be that great. So thanks to George Fox University, there is a professor, providing all these lectures to the students, and not only the lectures, but a bunch of materials in there where the students can learn by themselves. So I only being in the class just facilitate the class, and whatever they have the questions, I can actually help, or if I don't know, I can ask. Everything is complete, everything is provided. Amazing.
By providing digital course content, GFD contributes to FLI's mission to educate servant leaders for passionate service in Papua. Our partnership also opens the door to welcome a number of Papuan students to attend college at our own campus in Newburgh, Oregon. These students are committed to investing in their people and eager to grow both in professional skills and in the character of Christ.
For the future, I want to be a psychologist. I'm taking a class from GFU psychology class, and that's really helping me a lot. Yeah. I think in the future, Papuan people would really need psychologists to help them. So, yeah.
For this semester, we have Communication 111, and I really love that class because everything that we are going to reach, like in this week, everything is just really clear from the teacher, and also the video, also the stuff that equip us to study.
The first time I saw the subject's name, communication, just we already know how to communicate, but when I go deeper into that lesson, wow, I was really amazed. And I think, I should learn this.
Partnering with Papua Hope Language Institute gives George Fox University a chance to express our central mission across the globe in a unique way. In this rapidly changing world of higher education, it's easy to feel as though every change is making our institution into something different. But as our team discovered on the other side of the world, some changes are pulling us into an even greater realization of what our community was founded to accomplish.